Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Survivor Island of the Idols, Episode 4, a recap show with myself and Comedy Jonah. We have so much to go over with you guys in this episode, but first, let me let you guys know really quickly if you've missed any of our past episodes or recaps for Survivor for this season, you can check them all out over at yourrealityrecaps.com/Survivor. Not just for this season either, you can see all the past seasons that we have covered Survivor over there. You could subscribe to our Survivor audio-only feed or video-only feed, wherever you get podcasts from. Or our main feeds, and they'll just be thrown in with all of our other recap shows. Speaking of, we are covering so much. Right now, of course, we're doing the Big Brother postseason interviews with all of the house guests. We're starting our Challenge and Bravo shows, Drag Race shows. We have our Amazing Race shows on our website. Just head over to yourrealityrecaps.com or subscribe to us on your favorite podcast network, and you will see all of our content. If you like what we do here, you'll probably love that too. Now, that's if you guys want to watch it back, and if you are watching it back on, let's say, YouTube, make sure that you thumbs up and subscribe, hit the bell, leave a comment below. That really helps support the shows. If you're listening in iTunes or a podcast provider, a 5-star rating and a nice review is super helpful too, as is just sharing our content on social media, telling your friends that you think might like this show about it, putting it in places it hasn't been seen. Those are all great free ways to help support the shows. Your comments and everything mean so much to us. It's what really keeps the shows going, so thank you for sharing on social media. Now, that's if you guys are watching it back. If you want to watch us do these shows live, make sure that you follow us over on TVCo, yourrealityrecaps.com/TVCo. We do this Survivor show live every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. I also watch Survivor with you guys on TVCo every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's right here, full screen. We all watch it, and then we talk on the commercials. It's fun. It's a great thing to do. So if you guys want to watch with us on TVCo, do that. Of course, we are also live every single day on YouNow, so make sure you follow us over there, yourrealityrecaps.com/YouNow. Those are the two places where we do the shows live, and then we post them across all social media and our website after. Now, if you guys do love what you are seeing and want to help support the shows, consider becoming a patron at yourrealityrecaps.com/patron. Patrons get access to the patron-only Facebook group, prize giveaways, weekly shows just for patrons, of course the after shows with the Big Brother house guests, John's cooking shows where he talks reality TV and chats with all of you, as he also does a meal kit giveaway. Yeah, like a week's worth of meals for free. Every week, John's giving away to patrons. You could also do a one-time donation at yourrealityrecaps.com/PayPal, or if you have any Amazon shopping to do, yourrealityrecaps.com/Amazon. For all of your Amazon shopping needs, you don't pay any more, and it really helps support our shows. Also, make sure you're following us on the Instagram. That is a great way to help support us too. That being said, let me bring in the man that I could not do this show without. It's Comedy Jonah.
Hey everybody.
Hello, John Richardson. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. It's a wonderful day after Survivor. We just finished watching it all last night. I'm very excited about it, and I can't wait to talk about it with you.
I'm so excited.
I am very excited. I also want to let everybody know that's watching right now in the chat room, now that John's here, you can click those 3 little buttons up top and say share the show, and let everybody know that we are live, or just go ahead and post it in your favorite spots, whatever. You guys go and do that. Well, John and I get ready to jump into the show. Now, I just have to say before, because people are sharing, John, so before we do that, I want to say I'm very happy that you have the correct background.
Thank you.
I do appreciate it. Next, we're going to get you a better light in front of you so that we can see it.
Well, I wish, I'm trying here.
It's very tricky, John. These cameras these days, it's not going to help. You got to find a good angle. You got to find a good angle. Gotta find a good angle. You have a great angle for you, and I don't know that I say this enough, but I love you in a vertical stripe.
Oh, you don't say it enough. In fact, you've never said it until now. But hey, I'll
I love
take
it.
it.
I think it is beautiful, and I think, speaking of beautiful things, John, we should start at the beginning of Survivor over at our Lyro tribe, where the beautiful Karishma has no hard feelings for almost being voted out, John.
Well, would you?
What, you think she should want to go?
Well, I mean, it's not like Jamal or Aaron before that, who were not part of the blind sides before in the previous episodes, but the one that seems to have the target on her back. If I was her, I'd be like, yeah, I have no hard feelings either. I'm still here.
I like how she was like, not only am I still here, she's like, I know that means I was Plan B. And you know what I think every time that I hear Plan B.
The pill.
Right, all those bitches I got pregnant.
Oh, yeah. You.
I knock them up, I send them out, and I'm like, take this pill on your way out the door. Yep.
It's in their little goodie bag. Yeah.
Yep, there's lots of, I do get them a little goodie bag. It's like a little flower and like a little aromatherapy in there, and a pill, just eat it.
Yeah, mints for their oil, lube,
right.
Mints for their breath, and the pill, yeah.
I'm very courteous lover. So my point is, John, I thought it was funny that she's like, I'm the Plan B, and I was like, what are you going to do about it, Karishma? What are you going to do?
We heard her in tribal. Listen, I'm strong. I'm a physical threat. Everybody, you guys don't know this about me, and I haven't shown you, but watch out.
Watch out.
Watch out.
Got them coming.
I'll show you guys this episode.
I'm going to do something real good on the next challenge. Don't know what
I'm not going to just stand around and not help out at camp.
Yeah, I don't get.
Yeah.
Doing nothing.
Yeah, I love those far shots of her just kind of just sitting there, just look at her all by herself again.
I mean, I just, like, are we getting the Karishma is horrible at this game edit? Because at some point she's going to turn, I'm sorry, I'm going to try that again. Are we getting this horrible Karishma edit? Because at some point she's going to turn it around and blow us all away. Seriously.
Listen, I think it's probably a really good strategy to be the Plan B. And then that way you can kind of linger and just be like, okay, I'm a safe vote eventually.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm crossing my fingers. I don't know, because I'm not talking to anyone, that maybe they'll start to target stronger players than myself.
I mean, it's a good strategy that she could do, but, you know, she's not doing it.
I'm not going to talk to anyone.
Right.
I'm not going to bust open a coconut. Nope. I'm not going to start a fire.
Don't bother.
I'm certainly not going to cuddle and make anybody else swarm at night.
But I will walk around in my underwear and cut myself to the bone. I like how we instantly go from Karishma being like, I'm a failed abortion, but I to Aaron being like, Jev and Chelsea are the worst. They're too close. I saw them bump into each other at night.
I saw her pat him on the shoulder to ask him a question. They must be a showman.
I mean, we're only believing it's a showman's because of this storyline happening. I have seen nothing that signifies a romantic relationship or any feelings between these two.
Listen, I appreciate Aaron. We see him all juiced up and everything on his side interviews because he's a gym owner.
Right.
And he's going to play this game. We don't need, it's day 8. Calm down. Like, just start to go with the flow a little bit. You're a little too into your resume, right? Like, let's keep the tribe strong. You guys are losing. So enough.
Yeah, I feel like when he is sitting there and he's like, these two, we got to go up to these two. And then Missy comes in and Missy is like, yes, 100%. I don't like watching them two together. And, if we can get out Dean really soon, then we get Chelsea back on the girls' team with us. And then we have even more numbers and everything's great. And I'm like, leave my man alone. Don't
Well,
come for
he's
Dean.
just eye candy. Like, I love Dean's side interviews. Krishna's not good at puzzles. Neither are you. She's not really, pulling her weight. You're not either. Like,
Excuse me, his job is to stand there, be blonde, dumb, and hot, and he's nailing it.
right. And if only that could win him a challenge, that would be awesome.
Well, could win him a lot, depending on what club he ends up in. I don't know. I don't understand why, as a tribe, they would want him out. Because let's just say Aaron really is thinking, that he means what he says. That Dean contributes nothing, that Dean isn't a good player, that he's not pulling his weight. Okay, then why wouldn't you want to keep him around so that you can beat him? I understand trying to keep the tribe strong, but there's no way you're going to tell me that Dean is not better than Karishma, so why wouldn't you go for her first? I'm just not buying the story, is what I'm saying.
Because she's the easier vote, and why not focus on somebody like with her? And we learn later on in tribal council, she's not voting her out wouldn't really be a blind side. It wouldn't put a lot of blood on your hands. So let's just put a pin in that, like Elaine says, and just focus on, is there anybody else that's really not contributing to my game that I could take out and then just leave Karishma, at a later date.
So you think it's more of a numbers thing, that Aaron is really thinking, all right, Missy, you can get Karishma to vote with you. We don't know where Dean is going to go, so let's get him out first.
No, from Aaron's perspective, I don't know why he wants to get Dean out because, the girls already have the numbers. Getting Dean out would give them more of the numbers. I don't know where Aaron's head is with that. I think maybe he maybe knows the merge is coming. So let's just get him out because I can't really predict where he's going to be.
I see Melanie in chat says, I'll never understand why people don't think to vote out the weak players to keep your butts out of tribal. Yeah, I mean, I agree. Unless but see, Survivor is such a different beast than Big Brother. You don't have the amount of time that you have in Big Brother that you have in Survivor. But if you really know that
starving.
Right, and if you're starving, if you know you're really in a good place within your tribe, it actually could behoove you to get out your bigger threats. And who cares if you lose?
Especially if the merge is coming. You've already got this other team that's doing really well, that's got strong players.
Right.
Let's lean the pack because maybe we know this merge is coming.
But you don't want to thin the pack so much that when you go into the tribe, your tribe does not have the numbers advantage, is also going to be the flip side of it, because it doesn't matter if you make it there, if they're just going to pick you all off one by one.
True, and that always happens, but unfortunately, a lot of the challenges have been puzzles. So they don't really have a choice. We tried. Orange tried.
Yeah, exactly. You know that Dean is like, God, I hope they don't do that challenge where it's just a big wet paper bag and I have to get out of it. Hope they're not going to drop wet bags on our heads and then I have to figure out a way to get out.
Yeah, like if it was the next one was like a strip tease for a reward challenge or something, you can just be like, yeah, who wants a hot dog? Oh yeah. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. Fortunately, because Survivor is produced by a bunch of misogynistic people, it basically is like a big striptease, hot dog, and lady stripper fest all the time anyway. So, I mean, it basically is just watching people in their underwear wet. Basically what
And those are
Survivor is.
his views and his views alone.
Oh, okay. All right, me too. So over at Volkai, we now see Jamal. He's like the Cheshire cat over there on the beach. He's like, everybody's gonna go fishing. Everybody's
Oh, I
gonna go
know.
fishing, and I'm going to look for an idol, because I'm sneaky.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
was
And then
just
what's his
like,
name went for a walk. And then the other ones were going on that raft, and there were like three of the girls behind it, kicking and paddling. How are you going to get fish with all of that activity near the boat? Like, not that I'm an experienced
I was
fisherman,
gonna
but
say,
I mean,
excuse me, shoreman. What do we call an experienced fisherman? All of a sudden, John knows about struggling on the high seas.
hey, I'm in the Pacific Northwest now, so I
Mhm.
know some things. Um,
I would have
but with
never
all
even
that
thought of
kicking
that.
and flapping, you're not going to get any fish. And we saw later on they had a fish about this big. Hey, Ginger Tommy came out.
Got a little fish snack. Got a fish snack
Oh
for you.
yeah, yeah.
No, I was unaware that. I guess that does make sense. So the kicking would scare the fish away. Interesting. Well,
I know
Jamal,
some things. I'm not just pretty.
I love how Jamal is on the beach and he's like, they're so desperate to have like these like revelations in this edit. They have Jamal being all zen, like, once upon a time I was in a bad relationship, and there are hills and valleys in bad relationships, much like the hill in the valley I'm walking up right now. And sometimes you stick your hands in dark places of relationships and you pull
Right.
out gold when you're alone, like this idol. And I was like,
Confucius says, yeah, it's like,
you know, they had to
he was
call
in a
him
bad,
in for that, like a
yeah, he was in a
retake
bad
after.
relationship. He was abusing, I'm assuming, drugs and alcohol, or himself. I'm not sure, or all.
He said he
Um,
was abused, not he was abusing.
he was abused. Okay.
Right, right. So, can only imagine what that means. He likes S&M.
Right. With just himself.
Right.
Right.
I just want to know, like, did they call him in after they were like, Jamal, we have this scene put together. We don't really have good voiceovers for you. We kind of want you to, like, just go with it. Just, like, tell a story about your life, and
Right.
we're going to try and edit this
We
together in
we
post.
we pre-scripted it a little bit,
Just a
so if
little
you could
bit.
just go along with it.
We just basically
It's on
want
a
you to sound crazy.
right. It's on a parchment, so if you could just
If you just read this word for word about how you are horrible in past relationships for national television.
no, I mean, the thing I thought was interesting with him too is he had the stick, right? And he was just calmly discussing his
Right.
past and the abuse and going in and
Mm-hmm.
things. Are you Harry Potter? What oh, here it is right here.
Mm-hmm.
Like it wasn't there was no frantic and it just right as people were coming back in, he had it.
Well, you know what the problem is here? He hasn't had his time with Boston Rob yet to show him how to poke a stick. You need Boston Rob to explain to you that gotta
Mm-hmm.
go low and stick it in the fire quick. You gotta make jabs at it. Like this is his problem. He didn't have Boston Rob have that a great time alone to teach him this is how you hold a
Mm-hmm.
stick.
Absolutely. And to be quick about it.
You gotta be quick. You gotta be in. You gotta be out.
You
You
gotta
gotta
be
be in and
quick.
out.
In and out quick.
Fish sticks, says Miss Jenny Talley. So yeah, I mean, we find that he gets the immunity idol. Everybody's walking in. No one is the wiser. So great. Cut to boop boop. Uber boat's here. Uber boat. Uber boat, here comes our Uber boat. And they're like, and now, I'm not saying that they watch these shows, John. Like, I'm not going to say that they watch our shows. But I just love how you, on the last episode, were like, how does nobody hear the boat coming in? This edit makes no sense. And then on this episode, it's, do I hear a boat in the distance? What's that? I do declare I hear a boat engine arriving. Let's all run to the beach.
Well, I
That's,
think Nora stopped talking for a moment, and then they're like, "What's that?"
yeah.
Hear a boat coming. Yeah.
Steve Lee in the chat says, "Hark, a boat." Hark, a boat on yonder. So the boat driver comes, and now this time, which I guess it didn't even dawn on me, in the past recaps and episodes, we have seen that Rob is like, I need you to pick some out of bag. And this time, we didn't have that, so we just got you guys have to decide unanimously who you want to send to the island of the idols. I couldn't get out of Boston Rob talk. I got stuck in it. Yeah, who you want to send to Island of the Idols, or if you don't, we'll just draw for it. Now, what would you have done?
You draw for it. You draw for it.
No. Why?
Why would you want to put a target on your back?
I wouldn't want to put the target on my back. I would want to put the target on your back.
Well, if you chose to go to the island, you would be putting one on your back.
Oh, no, I'm not going to choose to go to the island. I'm going to say, does anybody
Oh.
want to go to the island? And then the person who volunteers, I'm going to make them look horrible.
Right, but I'm saying no one should have volunteered, first of all. First rule. First rule. No one should volunteer. Mm-hmm. Anybody who thinks they're strategic or multi-dimensional should not volunteer. It's in Nora's bio. Multi-dimensional.
Now, well, we're going to get to Nora's bio in 1 second. But first, Kelly is excited because she's like, we see in her side interview, Kelly goes, oh my God, this is great. Finally, we're going to have somebody that goes to the Island of the Idols. I'm going to have somebody I can finally talk to about this. I'm going to have somebody that I can bond with over what we experience in the Island of the Idols. I'm very excited.
Well, I don't know if she was that excited. She was just like, oh no, this could really expose my game. I don't know. But then it could be a good thing too.
Sure. I took it as she was more excited because she was like, I'm going to finally get somebody to do it. To talk to about it. So I'm like, all right, great. Good for her. I also think Kelly was the one because originally they wanted to just pick out of the bag. And I think it was Kelly who was like, that's no fun. Choose the person. Let's all just pick. And
I think in lane 2 was there going, really? Nobody wants to go?
Yeah, nobody.
And even Nora was doing that too. Like, nobody? Nobody?
Well, Nora volunteered. And I love, you can just tell that production cannot even be bothered with Nora because it was instantly Nora goes, well, I'll volunteer. I'll do it. I'll volunteer. Next scene is Nora on the boat. They're like, the less scenes with Nora, the better. It's like, Nora, I'll volunteer. And now Nora's on the boat.
Well, she's like that kid in the classroom who's always raising their hand. Oh, pick me. And you're like, no, behind you. Mm-hmm. Now, you're raising your hand too much.
I have to say, like you just said, referring to her bio, that something just seemed off to Nora. And not that she hasn't seemed off in past episodes, but I don't know. Something about her this episode was very alarming to me. Now, you said, what from her bio? Because I was very surprised where she was from. I clearly thought she was from New Jersey, just based on looking at her, but you said I was wrong there.
You're wrong there. She's from North Potomac, Maryland.
Okay, I don't think of Maryland.
I forgot what she did before, but now she's an entrepreneur, which means
yeah, sure.
I can't keep a job because I can't be quiet.
Right, okay, got it.
So now I'm an entrepreneur.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then didn't you say something about drugs? She was
like, one of the things.
You said...
One of the questions is, oh gosh, where is it? What's the one thing we wouldn't know from seeing a photo of you?
Oh, okay.
And she says, I love frogs. She loves them.
Well, you look like one, so.
Yeah, just like Kim Richards on Housewives. I love frogs.
Sure.
Oh no, that's turtles. Lover. Never mind. she goes, I don't drink, and I've never done a drug or smoked a cigarette in my life.
Okay, now do we believe that she's never done a drug or smoked a cigarette in her life?
I wish you could do a poll at the bottom of the screen. Everybody watching.
Oh,
Good poll.
I can ask chat right now. Chat, do we think that she's never done a drug? I got a no, sure Jan. No, 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 no. She has done
No,
drugs
yep.
100%. No. So far there's not one I believer in the chat. I'm just saying, like, how do I put this nicely for our precious Nora? I feel like, sometimes, the characteristics that are assigned to a person who might like uppers are erratic behavior that makes no sense.
Yeah.
And volunteering to go to a place that you know probably isn't good.
Well, she's a multi-dimensional and not just one thing or one person.
Sure. Another characteristics, thinking that you live in a multiverse.
I wish she could have gathered everyone around to really focus on this challenge here at Island of the Idol.
She needs to have all of her personalities get with her.
Everybody, she needs to call a meeting. Call a meeting.
Beach meeting. What would a survivor? Oh, I guess it'd be tribe meeting.
Every multi-dimensional beings calling a meeting.
Calling a meeting of all my personalities. Please come to the beach for a meeting. Well, Nora volunteers. Nora volunteers to go. She's like, yes, I would more. She talks more like this. I can't get the Nora voice good. She talks more like this.
No.
I want to go.
The front teeth, yeah.
I want to go, guys. So Nora's gone. She is on the boat.
I'm here to play. I'm here to play. I'm here to do it. I'm here to play. I'm here to play. I'm here to play. I'm here to do it. I'm here to play.
She's doing it. And she's like, I'm on the island, and I see this guy. There's this guy, and he's up there, and he looks really cute. It's like a big statue of a guy, big cute guy, a big statue guy. I tried to make out with it. I put my tongue right on it. I walked right up to that guy, and I was like, oh, nobody in my tribe likes me, but this guy likes me. I can't talk to him all day. I was like, okay, Nora, calm down. Calm down, Nora. I thought she was going to start dry humping the idol right on the beach.
Well, it's hard to whiteboard all the personalities in your head when they're all talking at once. I feel for her.
I like when she's like, I don't know if I'm she's like, I'm joking. She's like, I don't know if I'm high off of that fish that I just licked, but now I think the idol is coming alive. I see a real life Boston Rob coming right at me. I'm like, all right.
But I don't do drugs. I haven't had anything.
No drugs here. Totally drug free. And then Boston Rob is like, oh God, we gotta go and talk to her now.
Oh, her, got her. What do you mean? What are you talking about? What's going on? I'm here to play the game.
What are you talking about? You
got any watermelon? You got any watermelon? I love watermelon. Watermelon's my favorite.
I love watermelon.
Billy Johnson for watermelon.
Settle down, Jackson.
I just have to say right now, I have never been so triggered by a damn watermelon as I was on this episode. I do not know why Survivor thinks we need to have all the digestion noises in the show. And they added in after the fact. It was not that noisy. They put it all in after, because she's like...
But listen, I understand too that she's got this big piece. She's starving, but she's sitting there looking at them. Sandra's got this tiny little piece, like an hors d'oeuvre. And she's like, why is your piece so small? Nobody never got an answer.
She's like, oh, sweetie, mine came from the hotel.
Then they pan out, and they only cut off a little back, like a quarter of the watermelon, and it was just sitting there. And you could see Nora just staring at it. I mean, she could barely listen to what Rob was saying.
No, she had absolutely no cue. And she had to unhinge her jaw to get it in too. She was like, ah. She's like, watermelon. It's like a snake.
Like a snake.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was just like, what is happening over there with Nora? She's like,
Oh,
I need some more. Need some more watermelon. Keep it coming. I got the munchies. I'm just like, uh-huh. And Rob is like, you know we came here to teach you a lesson.
matey.
We're here to teach you a lesson. And I was just like, oh, God.
Shut up for 2 seconds so I can teach you a lesson.
She's like pounding the watermelon into her face. Cassandra's like, this watermelon's from my hotel room.
I'm already full. I'm just doing this for the camera. I know you're starving.
Let me tell you about that cheeseburger I just ate. This was the garnish on the plate. Decided to let you have some, precious.
I'll let you have the parsley.
Yeah. Thank God, I can't. And then Rob is like, okay, we gotta be serious now. Your lesson is about persuasion. I'm just like, this is like some Rumpelstiltskin shit going on now over here. It's just like, we already realized how stupid grilling on the beach looked.
But I love how Rob's lesson is persuasion, yet he was trying to get her. Well, it was easy to persuade her. What am I talking about? Yeah.
No, I think he was trying to persuade her to like come up with to talk about anything, and she couldn't, which is why they had to do the flashbacks of all entertaining stuff of other seasons. Hi, Nora. Your segment in the Island of the Idols was replaced with flashbacks of more interesting people. Since you couldn't provide them with one example of how you yourself could persuade someone. What's persuasion? I just want to eat more watermelons. More watermelons. Just like, oh my God, I can't with her. I just can't. So Rob is like, all right, listen. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to tell you about your challenge. And then he goes and proceeds to tell her about the whole, there's going to be callers and everyone's going to be blindfolded and you got to lead them through. And as long as you can get that tribe to agree to make you the caller, I'll give you an immunity idol. And she's like, sounds great.
Before he even finished, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it.
Now, did you hear what Cassandra said to her when she did that? Well, Rob is like, do it. Cassandra does that. She's like, yes, I'll do it. She's not even waiting. And Sandra, low-key, just side-eyes her and go, why don't you keep chewing your watermelon and think it over? Like, she was over it. She was like, I don't know why I am here. Sandra was done this episode. She did not want to film today. She did not talk for that. And anytime she had something to say, it was just like one-liner of, these people are stupid. I want to go back to my hotel room.
Oh my gosh. She's probably so full from her chicken fettuccine, she wanted to take it.
She's like, chew your watermelon. Think it over. Chew your watermelon. I was like,
I'll do it. I'll do it. I made a play.
I'll do it for 4 more watermelons. Then, Rob is like, finally, somebody did a deal. Somebody made a deal.
Can I trade in my vote for 4 more watermelons? I'll just surrender now.
I'll just do it right now. And then she's leaving. So then, she agrees to do it. Of course, she's like, yup, I will do it, blah, blah. So then Rob and Cassandra are waving her off. Like, they bring back in the Uber boy. They put her in the boat and they're like this. She's an idiot. Like, as she's driving away. Rob's like, she couldn't explain anything to anybody if her life depended on it. What a moron.
One sitting with Nora, and it validated everything we've been seeing and saying up until this point, right? She could not call her way out of a paper bag.
I completely agree. I just like how Rob was just like, she would be unable to communicate anything with anyone while smiling and waving her off.
That's why she's an entrepreneur.
Exactly. Entrepreneur.
I have employees. They're just all in here.
Sure, and they all listen
and
to me.
everyone misses their deadlines.
Now, exactly. Show up and they don't. So,
Nothing gets done. Everybody
so
misses their deadline.
exactly. So now we go back to the beach, and now it is time for Nora's lie. She has to
Right.
sell it to everybody. All she has to do, John, is convince them, make me the caller. That's it. It's simple. Now, I'm curious, like, how would you have gone about this? How would you have gone about convincing the tribe? Clearly, there's no rules.
Well, anything Nora does or says, I just do the opposite.
Right? But now it's you. It's not Nora, it's you. You are in Nora's spot. You have to sell it to the tribe. What are you going to do?
So I would get back,
Mm-hmm.
and I would say there was 3 urns.
Yeah, urns.
I broke one.
Mm-hmm.
It says loser next time.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would say thanks everybody for welcoming me back, and then I would get Kelly and take her aside and say, listen, I know what we both know, and I'm going to expose you if you don't help me become the caller.
So you would have used your information to your advantage to have someone else help you.
On Kelly. And I would say, I'm going to start hinting and presenting myself, and hey, there's a pile of wood over there. No, to the left. No, right there. There, you got it. See, I'm a good caller.
Don't you guys
Like,
think I'm great at directions?
I wouldn't tell them about the game. I wouldn't tell them anything. I'd be like, oh my God, hey, you guys got wood? We need it right over here. To the right. Oh, just 2 feet over here. Oh, no, perfect. You guys are good. And I would just be calling everything out. And I'd have Kelly backing me up, or I expose you.
I think it's a good plan. I mean, I tweeted out.
Put a seed in their head. Yeah.
I tweeted out, this is why I can't stand Survivor, or what frustrates me so much about Survivor. You gave us the confessional with Kelly in the beginning of the episode saying how excited, or, whatever. Just the fact that there's someone else going to the island and we're going to get to have a conversation, and we never see a conversation between them. This entire episode, we never get to see, did they go have a conversation? Did they fill each other in on what happens? Does Kelly know that Nora has an idol, or what she has to do to get the idol? Does she know if Kelly has an idol? Nope, not allowed to know.
Yeah, it really upsets me too. I mean, the only thing that we saw was that Kelly was relieved that Nora's story was...
Well, let's talk about Nora's lie. Let's talk about Nora's lie, because Nora did not go with your plan, John. Instead, Nora was like, gather around. All right, everybody, gather around. Gather around.
Now listen, like, one of the questions she was asked in her profile is, what's your primary motivation of being on Survivor? She says, finally, to use all of my talents, skills, and abilities and push myself to the highest physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual limits that I've ever reached.
Sure. So what that means is Nora was like this. Come on, everybody, let's gather around. Let's gather around. I just got a little bit of sand. I got a little bit of sand, everybody. I'm so happy I got a little bit of sand.
The Uber boat driver had some peyote. Okay, everybody.
Gather around. I'm going to talk to you all now. You guys are going to believe what happened. You're not going to believe what happened. I went to the island. I went to the island, and there was a lot of stuff on the island. And I saw a lot of stuff, and then I got a deal. It was the best deal ever, and the deal's going to help me, and the deal's going to help you, and the deal's going to help everybody here, and we all got deals. And you got deals, and I like deals, and let's do deals. All we got to do to get the deal is then you got to agree to give me whatever I want. If you give me whatever I want, then I get an idol, and that helps everybody. Okay, good deal.
Now I can tell you what the game is, but you have to agree to nominate me for caller. You understand? Nominate me. If you all agree on it, then I can tell you what the game is. If you don't, then I can't.
Now, here's what I just love about this tribe. Here is what
Okay, we'll do it. Tell us about the game.
This is what I love about this tribe. Because Tom is like, all right. Tom's like, if my eyes could roll back around in my head, they would be doing, okay. Because here's the thing, again, the difference between Big Brother and Survivor. Big Brother is a reality TV show which looks like a competition show and there are no rules. Survivor is actually overseen by standards and practices so that no shady stuff can ever happen during the game, which would give anyone an unfair advantage over anything, unless it's already been pre-planned and yada yada whatever. That being said, that's why Tom is like, okay. He already knows it's not true. He knows if that was really the case, they would have had to have been presented with that information in a more legal way.
And I forgot who it was, and I think it was maybe our Jewish boy, Jason. Once she said, she said, I'm caller, and then she told him about the plan, and then they said, well, couldn't you just be any of the positions?
No, that was not Jason. That was Jamal, I believe. Jamal was the one that was like, well, why did you pick caller?
Then you get to see it breaking down slowly in her face, and then decide, I guess I could have been the caller. I didn't have to be the caller, but that's the one I chose. That's the one. That's the one you all agreed on. All of you here, all of you around here.
She's like, just want you to know, no backsies. You've already agreed, so you can't even take it back because you all agreed. When you agreed that I was going to tell you, then you agreed. So it is a binding contract. It is legally signed in blood. Karishma, I need some of your hand blood. I need some of your hand blood for this. Y'all agreed. Okay, so let's go. Y'all agreed, no backsies. Okay, doesn't matter. It's done.
It's done. You guys agreed. I've already told you what the competition is. So then everybody gets blindfolds on, right? And now she's practicing being the caller. Walk to me. I'm actually going to be behind me.
Walk to me. Walk to me.
You're going to be
Walk.
You're actually going to be behind me.
Walk to me. Walk.
You're actually going to be behind. I'm going to be behind. You're going to be behind me.
Okay, but walk. I want to see you walk more like Drag Race. You ready? Now walk, and walk, and walk, and hip, and turn, and walk, and walk. And I was just like, is she for real?
I mean, she couldn't even get them across camp.
I mean, I just want to point out, because, like, I had to fast forward through it more to, like, grab the screen grabs for the show. It was legitimately, the first 18 minutes of the show is that tribe trolling her on how much they don't like her.
Oh, I know.
First 18 minutes of that show is all of them cut to their DRs. She couldn't call someone on the phone if we still had payphones and we put a quarter in. She couldn't call if the Verizon man was like, can you hear me now? She couldn't call. I mean, it was just, everyone is just slamming her for like the first half of the episode.
Oh gosh, it was so funny. And then to see her exactly. Go, follow my voice.
And then I love when her I love when her solution of you're gonna be behind me, and then her solution is fine, I'll go behind you. It's just like, okay, now I'm behind you. Come to my voice. Come to my voice. I'm like, all right. Sounds great. Sounds great, Nora. You're doing real good. I also love our hot ginger's plan was don't count the steps. When she's like, go 5 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he's like, don't count the steps. Just start moving the next person. And I'm like, well, wouldn't it be helpful if she was counting the steps? Like, I would want to know, am I doing 5 steps in the right distance?
Right. Or is my 5 steps bigger than yours?
That's my point.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like that would be helpful. Again, it's why I don't trust redheads. I just feel like he's trying to sabotage them. I mean, you're hot, and I love you, Timmy. But whatever. So once again, not just it's like Survivor wants to annoy me. We literally go from them practicing and agreeing that she's going to be the caller. We are now at the immunity at the immunity challenge. The first thing Jeff says is, all right, Volkai, you got to sit somebody out. You have one extra person who you guys sitting out. And they say,
Nora.
Nora.
Nora. Yeah, Nora.
And Nora's like, huh?
Like, she was so unconvincing. She couldn't even be one of the people blindfolded. Like, that's how unconvincing she was. Like, we're so unconvinced by what you're saying, and we have no trust in you at all, that we don't even want you to play. You're that untrustworthy.
Yeah. She was like, are you sure? You guys sure? Because remember, this was remember like before when I told you how it was like, if I got to tell you that, because here's what's annoying me about this whole entire thing. Like, honestly, this is what I can't stand. Number one, either the entire tribe thinks that she's a liar, but we don't know because we weren't allowed to see. Did she actually have a conversation with Kelly that led to something? Did Kelly go to the tribe and tell everybody, hey, she's lying. I know she's lying. This, I lied too. I didn't have a choice, but clearly she's doing this for an idol. If you want to block her from an idol, don't go along with what Why aren't we allowed to know?
No, I don't think Kelly would do that. I don't think she's too smart to expose her game, and that would expose her. I think, and the little bit that we saw, which was wonderful, with Nora trying to be this talented, manipulating, multi-universe being, she did so bad on her own. Kelly didn't have to do anything, and the tribe didn't either. Once, I forgot who said it, said, can't you be in any position? And you can see the cracks in her storyboard. She's like, and there's not even, I guess I could, but no, you guys agree on the call. Like that right there. I mean, you could just see it in her face. You could see it in their faces. And they knew. And, immunity is just too important for all of them because everybody could go home. So, yeah. They made the right call. Yeah.
She's like, I'm very versatile. I could be a top or bottom. I could be a caller. I could be a non-caller. Blindfold me. Whatever you want, I'm versed.
I'm energetic. I'm multi-universe.
Could you imagine if you were being pitched by her? I would assume, like, successful business people, if someone is coming to pitch them, they might Google them first. So could you imagine somebody Googling her before she has to go and, like, do the pitch with them? I would be like, oh, no.
But, people like her, I have these, they think outside the box. They have these great ideas. They just never get them off the ground. And even with people who are organized and could, are project managers, working with someone like that
is toxic.
It's just bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've experienced it in both ways.
That's why I'm on this side of the country, and you, sir, are over there. Well, I was floored. Honestly, it annoyed me, and I was just, whatever. I zoned out for a minute on that, because I was so annoyed that we're not allowed to know. Hopefully we find out later. Either way, the Lyro tribe goes with having Elizabeth as the caller. Volkai tribe goes with having Jason as the caller. They're sending people out in, like, these tribes of two, that we're seeing right here. And, they're yelling out the things. Go under it, go over it, wave your hand around, look. I did like the one moment where the two teams got, like, all tangled in the middle.
It was like seeing all of Nora's personalities together, imploding together.
Missy's like, who's this? Who's that? Like, Tom is, like, slapping Missy in the face. He's like, who's touching me? Who is touching me? And he's like, it's Tom. It's Tom. Nice to meet you. Would you like to go out for dinner? Tom got annoyed by it.
But Jason was such a good caller.
Jason was such a good caller. Now you know who was not good in this challenge. Surprise, surprise, my boyfriend.
My boyfriend's supposed to go under, not over.
I mean, clearly they put him with Chelsea because obviously they're like, well, they touched once and looked at each other for 3 seconds longer than the rest of us have looked at each other. So clearly they are in love, they're having bebés, and they are just the best. They're in a relationship.
They spooned, so she must be pregnant.
I think that they can do the horizontal mambo if they are horizontal or vertical.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
he has 2 votes. Yeah.
I'm just like, what is Dean? Dean is just like, she's like, Dean, behind you. And he's like, no, turn around. Go behind you. Okay, this
Under.
way.
Go under. And he whispered, we'll just go over it. Nope, you got to come back.
You got to go under. So jump.
Can't do puzzles. Can't go under things. He's pretty to look at.
Just the way I like it. You just sit there, sweetheart. You just sit there. Yeah, he was messing up that whole entire challenge. It ended up giving Volkai such a huge lead. Like, they already had 2 keys before Lyro had any keys. And then they end up getting the puzzle pieces first. I also thought here that Jason was great. Like, he grabbed Kelly, like, by the hand, because what I did not realize when I was watching it live, I didn't realize that they had to do that puzzle blindfolded, also being led by the person.
I know.
So Jason, is grabbing Kelly, leads her right there. He's like, no, you have to untie the knot. Okay. Now we're going to put all the pieces down
in that
gently.
calm, soothing voice.
Okay, now would that have annoyed you or no? Like, how would you have... Because everybody on the other team was like, go get it! You gotta get it! You got it! And Nora's over there, And then there's Jason. Okay, now we're going to take each piece out one by
Jason
one.
was so calm. His voice was so... It was like a hug. A warm hug on a tropical day.
Golden Hermit says it was like an ASMR puzzle. I mean, I agree. And we do see that the other team like catches up. Like Lyro does catch up to them and they're like going through it and Elizabeth is like, yes, right there, slam that one down, put it around, flip it around, upside down, put it in the hole. And then there's cut back to Jason. He's like, okay, I'm not liking the way that the puzzle's looking right now. I don't want
Jason,
you to take
unlike the things I say during my love making, is find the groove.
Right.
Find the groove.
He's like, find the groove with your hand.
Find the groove, just like my love making. Find the groove.
I want you to just turn it around, flip it, and reverse
Find
it.
the groove.
Okay,
just put it down, slide it across, find the groove.
And then there's Jeff. And and he's like, this is gonna be the best upset ever! Lyra is gonna take it! Just like...
And then we look down and nothing's aligned.
Jeff is like, I swear to God, Jason, if you keep acting calm, I have to make this suspenseful. Like, that Jeff is getting pissed that Jason is like, we got this. It's you and me and we're a team and we're a unit together.
Right there with your hand, take out that piece and we're going to put it over here and just slide it.
You're doing great. Jeff is like, oh my God, Lyra is catching up right now. Like, he was trying so hard to break him and it was not happening. And of course it was the fake out. Everything about Survivor is the fake out edit, and it's not like Big Brother where they double switch the flip. It's always the same thing. It's always like, the thing that they show you first is not the thing, it's the second thing. So when you're trying to convince us that Lyra has made the comeback, I am like, they're not making the comeback. Clearly Volkai is winning this. Oh, guess what? That's what happened. Because of course, Lyra, yes, they got all the pieces in, but the design, the pattern on the puzzle wasn't
lined up.
So once again, my precious love of my life, Dean, is going to end up being in trouble. But here's Jason. He's just over there, cool as a cucumber, guiding her along, Kelly. And then there's Elizabeth, guiding Aaron. And no. So then we go back
I think Jason's like a sensual, like, love maker.
You do?
Oh, with that calm voice, like he doesn't stress out. Like he could just be calm and he just walk you through anything.
I was really unaware there were any other guys on that beach other than Dean. So back on the beach, Elizabeth just feels bad, John. She's like, guys, I didn't mean to mess that up for you. I feel so bad. I lost it.
I know I'm a swimmer. But I'm not a Colorader.
Yeah,
I'm really sorry, guys.
I can swim good. And, that's kind of surprising because when you swim, it's like one hand over the other hand, which is kind of like pointing.
But I don't pull out. I just point.
Right. I would drown. Right. If I talked a lot while I was swimming, I would drown.
Like okay. Nora probably doesn't swim a lot because she talks a lot.
Right. So you probably should have went with Nora. No. Wrong tribe. So she feels bad. Meanwhile, cut to Karishma. We now have our second side interview of the day with Karishma, where she goes, I don't want to go out like this. No. That was it. That's it. Just Karishma, 2 seconds. I don't want to go out like this. They're going to plan B me again. No.
And then there's Elaine, why not be plan Z? Why not? But with Karishma, it's like, okay, I don't want to do this. I'm at the bottom again. I'm the easy vote. By the way, I've done nothing to prove myself at all since last tribal council. I've done nothing. Right. I stood around. I didn't help with a fire. I didn't boil rice in a coconut shell. Nothing. I cut myself. It's still healing.
Exactly. I mean, I don't want to, draw attention to her here. But if you notice, now hold on, it's going to take up both of us, but I think she's playing jump rope. I feel like she's doing double dutch in the background over there while this is happening.
By
herself. I don't know. She just kind of had 2 ropes. She was like this during that. She was like, oh, she's like a cat with like the yarn. It's like, I've done nothing and it's fine. The people that are watching...
I'm a strong player, so watch out for me.
Right. The people that are listening to the audio-only version will understand that.
Saving my energy for the final 4.
You need to watch us when we do these live on TV Co to see all the visuals. So I watch the playbacks.
Saving my energy for the merge.
Gotta merge it. So I mean, there was a lot of plans here, though. There really was a lot of plans going on. We see that Aaron, he's still back on board with Dean. Same exact thing that we saw him saying at the start of the episode. So Aaron is trying to scramble to get Dean out, but he mistakenly says it in front of Elizabeth, who we know from her confessional is like, no, Dean's the better choice. So then Elizabeth goes and tells Elaine, and Elaine is just like, that Aaron's a traitor. He's a traitor. Traitor.
I reckon that doesn't make any sense.
It don't make no stinking sense, traitor.
But if you're in an all-girls alliance, who cares? It just get one of the penises out. Like let's keep the numbers, girls.
No penises out. All penises
Vagina's
in.
Rule.
I agree. Vagina's rule, but I need one very specific penis to be safe. So we need to keep the penises safe for the moment.
Right, but I'm just saying, in Elaine's perspective, who cares?
No, I agree with you. I mean, definitely you're correct. That I do also have to say, while I was watching this back earlier, my hubs actually walked through the room as Elaine was speaking, and he had no clue what I was watching, and he literally goes, "Are you watching a cartoon?" And I went, "No, that's Elaine, Survivor. That's what she sounds like. Sounds like a cartoon. Fun times with her." So I thought that this was very smart now on Elizabeth. So after Elizabeth and, Elaine are basically like, we do not want to get rid of Dane. He is too good for our game. And even we saw Elizabeth be like, Dean does stuff. He is getting, firewood and food. And sure, he might not be good in a challenge, but he does so much more than Karishma. So they're agreeing with that. Elizabeth goes back to Aaron and she goes, oh, sorry, Elaine's not on board. We knew Elizabeth was the one who was on board. She's like, no, Elaine's not on board. Sorry,
Elaine's smart because she knows if Dean doesn't do it, she's probably going to have to do it. And she doesn't need more to do around camp.
Right. She does not need anything else to do.
Yeah, she's too busy on Wonder Woman's island playing with the girls in the water while Dean's at the camp getting firewood, starting fires.
Yeah.
Measuring rice. Yeah.
But I mean, Elizabeth went from person to person. She started at Aaron, she moved over to Missy, and she's like, Missy, I want to do it, but I just got to tell you, Elaine won't.
Elaine won't do it. No. Elaine does not want to lose her houseboy.
Nope, she doesn't want to do it. And let me just tell you, it's kind of like if I was the gold medal. You got to remember, I'm the gold medal, and Elaine's like the bronze. And I wanted to be your gold medal. And she wants to be your bronze. And Missy is like, this is ridiculous. You're all a bunch of sheep. Not to her, but in her confessional. She's like, these people are a bunch of sheep. They are not here to play the game, But how do I scramble? How do I try and salvage this? So then she goes up to Elaine and she goes, give me a 2 fingers. And I was like, oh my God. All right, look, in the gay world, this does not end well. She's like, stick out your 2 fingers and put them in my... And I was like, oh my God, this is happening on CBS right now. Where's Dean? Can Dean get in on this? I'm in if Dean's in.
Close your eye. You have to close your... Pixelate it.
She's like, I'm going to want you to take a deep breath and give me your 2 fingers. So she's like, you see your 2 fingers? This means that Dean...
Start with one.
She's like, this means that Dean and Chelsea are together. And I'm like, what? Why do we need 2 fingers for that? What is happening?
Why do I need... I can hear you. Why do I need a visual? Yeah. Why do I need...
Because...
Elaine, I know you're a little slow, and I know you don't even know what Great Papone is, but you're not listening to me, so I'm thinking you also might need a visual.
Right.
So here you go.
I don't get it. I legitimately do not get what, unless it goes back to what we were saying in the beginning, there is nothing that is connecting them as a couple and people are just trying to force it so hard. Like everyone's trying to force them into being a couple so they have to pretend.
You're not getting that there's 2 of them.
Right.
And when I do this, it becomes 1.
Right. But then sometimes you gotta get the saw and go tight, and then it's 2 votes. They're 1, but then it comes 2 when it's voting time, and then those 2 go after you and shoot you.
V for vote.
Right.
V for vote.
Right. And then Elaine's just like, uh-huh. And then you cut to her confessional, and she's like, I don't trust that Missy. She's slipperier than a snake.
Slippery. She came up with that in less than 10 minutes. She just put anybody's name on there, including mine.
Do you know that you can have one idea and then another idea in less than 10 minutes?
Is she from outer space? Who does that?
I have one idea, and it lasts all day.
I'm looking to have one once a week.
Like, my last idea was Survivor. And here I am. Then I got this person pulling on my fingers. I'm just like, I don't know. I do agree with what Missy said. I do agree in Missy's logic here, where she is like, if we break them up, Dean has nowhere to go. But he will be one of 3 strong guys protecting us, and then the girls have the numbers. Like, we can break up a duo, we can keep the numbers with the girl, and we still have 3 strong guys here. And I mean, obviously, spoiler alert, that's obviously the plan that sold it.
It's the plan that sold it. Plus, we still have that bonus vote out of Karishma where no blood will get on anybody's hands.
Sure. Well, you always have a Karishma backup. So over to Tribal, Karishma is like, nobody talks to me, Jeff. Jeff's like, how are you guys doing? And Karishma's like, I would like to file a complaint. Nobody talks to me. And Jeff goes, oh God, over dramatic. Does anyone else agree?
Survivor HR, where is that?
Just does anyone else want to stand up and maybe make her feel like they like her? Otherwise, we're going to have to sit here for 20 more minutes listening to how she has no friends on the island. Anybody?
Anyone want to give her a hug? No one?
This is why I only deal with penises around here. My name is Jeff Probst. I only like penises. Probst, penis, both start with a P.
They don't eat a lot of hugs, yeah.
Yeah. Elaine, then it cuts to, he goes, well, Elaine, what do you think? And Elaine goes, I just don't ever know what's going on. And then you cut to Sandra in the little house, and Sandra goes, this one doesn't ever know what's going on.
Well, fiddly diddly dee. I don't know what's going on, but I'm still here, and everyone likes me, and I'm real social.
Oh. Sandra's like, this one. Sandra's like, she's coming for my gig. She's gonna not know what happens when she gets in. Like, oh
Call me the opposite of Karishma.
I exactly. She's like, whatever we say.
Because Karishma knows what's going on. She's the one that's up for a vote. Nobody likes her. I'm the opposite.
Exactly. That should really just have been her speech. I'm the one you all like. Vote.
But I don't know what's going on.
And then Elizabeth, I was gonna say Jack. Jeff is like, well, it just seems like there's a lot of plans going on. And Elizabeth is like, there is a lot of plans going on. There's like one plan and another plan and another plan and another plan. And then we just end up at plan Z. And it's like plan Z's the plan you gotta go with. And Jeff's like, I like this. We have a lot of catchphrases on Survivor. We've been doing this 900 seasons, and I don't think we've had the hashtag Plan Z yet, so I'm going to turn this into a thing now. Hashtag Plan Z, everyone. It's like, oh my God, Jeff, you are, like, each year he becomes more and more like the dad that tries to be cool with the young kids. Like, that's Jeff.
Yeah, or like the Brady spinoff where the dad's funny and he's just like, guys, wherever you go, there you are. Like, just trying to be motivational, but not.
Yeah. I like when Karishma is obviously starting to like feel her oats. Like she's starting to realize like the more Jeff is talking to people, she went in there thinking it was her. And the more she hears everybody talking, she's like, wait a minute, it sounds like it could be Dean, or it sounds like it could be this person. And Karishma's starting to be like, okay, all right, it ain't me.
Is this how the game's played? Oh, I love it when we're all talking together.
I feel like, and she's like, I love chaos. Chaos is the best.
So I should talk more and listen to people, and then that way I probably won't be on the bottom. Boy, I feel so much better. Jeff, thank you. Nobody else will talk to me.
And then Missy, as soon as she has her moment, Missy goes, and shut up, because you shouldn't feel any better. You suck at puzzles, you suck at life, you're being lapped at the game, sit down, shut up, and don't talk, Karishma. Karishma's
Clip.
like, aww.
Clip.
Yeah. Karishma wrote, literally in 1 second was like, and then she's like, aww.
I'm here, I'm staying.
I'll just go back to not talking. She's like the Debbie Downer of that tribe.
If you got read by Missy like that, I wouldn't talk to you.
Seriously, just go away. And
no wonder.
I also love how you get this moment from Jeff too, where he's like, "Oh, I realize that the edit of this show will probably make it want to seem like it's Dean. I should probably have him say something." Dean, if you were going to write a letter, what would your and I'm just like, you are such an asshole.
You're blindsided, but you liked him, kinda. What would it say?
You know, he's just like, I'm just going to ask all the ladies the leading questions to expose their games and what's going on. But when it comes to you, Dean Pretty, I'm just going to ask you a nice simple one, like, what would you write in a letter? And in this case, I'm fine with it. Protecting.
Sorry, see ya.
Protect it. No, he was like, I would say, sorry, thanks for playing. And then Jeff is like, that's hysterical. Sorry, thanks for playing. That's the best thing I've ever heard. Sorry, thanks.
We're learning so much. So many one-liners this one. Season 805. Yes!
I was like, I thought I have a crush on Dean, but Jeff is just like, that's the funniest joke I have ever heard, Dean. You was the best. I am laughing. And I'm like, was that funny? Did I miss how that was? Sorry, thanks for playing.
Dean's not good at improv either.
Jeff is like, ooh, come on. Come back to my room, Gene. Come back. I'm just like, what is happening with those two? So he then says to Chelsea, what do you think about blindsides? Chelsea says, blindsides are fun.
Love them.
It
sucks when it's the end of someone's game and you kind of feel bad a little bit. But at the end, it's really fun, and I really like them.
And then Jeff's like, great, let's vote. Jeff's like, and scene.
See, I think maybe Jeff has a little crush on Dean because right then and there,
yeah.
And you should see, you saw their faces. What?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Yeah, completely confused.
I heard a bunch of that, yeah. Okay, let's vote, everybody.
Yeah.
Dean, you're up.
Dean, you first. Walk slow past me.
First, walk slow past me.
Oops, Dean, I dropped my pen.
Oh,
can you grab it? I dropped my card, Dean. Can you grab it? Oops.
Oh, God, can you bend over and take the bucket too? Okay, the voting thing.
Thanks, Dean. By the way, if there's any votes for you in there, you can just switch those out. No problem. Go ahead. We're going to leave you alone. We're all not going to look, okay? Go ahead. You go ahead.
Just write no vote on all of them. No vote.
Right. No vote. So we, once again, it's the same exact Survivor edit as always. Jeff stands there and goes, first vote, Karishma. Second vote, Karishma. And I'm like, well, gee, I guess it's not Karishma. And then he's like, Chelsea. 5 for Chelsea. Bye, Chelsea. And I'm just like, it's so obvious. This edit, it's not even remotely confusing. Of course, the 2 votes for Karishma were Chelsea and Dean were the 2 people that voted against her. But here's my question. Do you think that was on accident? I mean, obviously, I know why Dean and Chelsea would vote together, but do you think that everybody else in the tribe really was working together to go after Chelsea? Or do you think people were, like, in little groups voting, like Missy and Aaron voted Chelsea?
No, I think everybody knew. I think Missy got into everyone's head, and it made sense. And it gave everyone safety, keeping Karishma as a backup vote, as a plan Z, where It's like, okay, we've got a showmance, or we have an easy vote.
Right.
Wait, where's my other finger? Or we have an easy. What do we do? Like, let's keep this one, this little piggy. Let's keep this one for a later date, and get rid of this too, because it turns into a vote, right? Just kind of what you said.
And then it cuts right to Cassandra up in her right up to Sandra in her booth once again with her one-liner. Well, you wanted a blind side, you got one.
I love her little one-liners. It was so funny.
You wanted it, you got it. Make it a gift.
You got it. You got it.
Make it a gift. We see that, well, I mean, first of all, we also know that Chelsea went out with an idol in her pocket. Now, once again, I want to know, are they, like, allowed to give it to people? Why are they not giving it to people?
They're not allowed to.
Yeah, I don't get it.
You can give it to someone before Jeff announces, does anyone have an idol?
Yeah.
And then if you know, like if she thought maybe Dean was there, she could have gave it to him and then he could have played it. But they did such a great job blindsiding Dean and Chelsea that she felt completely secure about not having to use it. So bravo, Missy. Bravo.
Way to go, Missy. When did she get it? She got it at Island of the Idols. No. She found it on the first episode, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I believe she was the one. It is so hard to remember a month ago now with these people. And we see next week that Dean is going to confront Missy and be like, well, what are you doing? Why are you coming after me? And Missy is like, oh, of course it was me that did it. And so there is Chelsea being voted out. And of course, also, we know that next week is finally the merge. So very excited for the merge.
Is it the merge, or are they just going to go into 5 teams? We don't know.
True. We know something is happening next week. I guess we don't specifically know that it's the merge, but it will be exciting to find out. Who do you hope goes, John?
I don't think it's going to merge where everyone's playing an individual game. I think the teams are going to be reshuffled.
I think they need a reshuffling. I agree. I think they definitely
I think that they do. I think Karishma's going to get on a new team, and guess what? I think she's not going to talk.
She's going to have a new life. Golden Hermit says she thinks it'll be 3 tribes.
I think she likes to play the playing game. It's not me, it's you, and you, and you, and you. And
exactly. Well, I'm going to just take over, John, full screen before we say goodbye to remind everybody again, if you've missed any of these shows, you can watch them all back at yourrealityrecaps.com/survivor. Of course, you can see all of our content over on our website, yourrealityrecaps.com. If you're on our Survivor page, you can see all of our shows for all the past seasons of Survivor. Check out our Big Brother content. We are currently interviewing the Big Brother 21 house guests post-season, taking your questions for them live. Of course, we cover other shows like Amazing Race, Real Housewives, Drag Race, The Challenge. Check out all of our content on our website or wherever you download audio or video podcasts from. We're probably there. Of course, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. And if you are watching on YouTube, thumbs up and subscribe, hit the bell, leave a comment below. We'd love to hear what you guys think. I promise you, we do read the comments. I don't really reply to a lot. I do reply to some, and we use a lot of them too, but more on that later. If you are listening in iTunes, 5-star rating and a nice review, or Apple Podcast, or wherever you're listening to the podcast form, a nice review is so helpful as well. Just tell your friends, share our stuff on social media, like, retweet, put it in your groups, all of that. It's so helpful. You guys are our best marketing tool. Of course, if you want to help financially support the shows, consider becoming a patron for access to the patron-only Facebook group, prize giveaways, weekly shows just for patrons, John's cooking show where he cooks dinner with you guys and talks reality TV, gives away free meal kits for the week. It is a lot of fun. Plus our after shows with the Big Brother house guests, and I do patron shows. It's just a great way to help support our shows. You could always do a one-time donation at yourrealityrecaps.com/PayPal, or if you have any Amazon shopping to do, yourrealityrecaps.com/Amazon. That being said, on behalf of John Richardson and I, thank you guys so much for coming out to watch this show. We will see all of you guys next week on the next show. Bye for now, everybody. Bye.